Then she went up to the girl and gave her a bracelet out of the pink bag, and the girl with the pigtails left as well. Finally, she came up to Rosaura and her mother. She had a big smile on her face, and Rosaura liked that. Senora Ines looked down at her and then looked up at her mother, then said something that made Rosaura proud. "What a marvelous daughter you have, Herminia." For an instant, Rosaura thought that she'd give her 2 presents, the bracelet and the yo-yo. Senora Ines bent down as if to look for something. Rosaura also leaned forward, stretching out her arm, but she never completed the movement. Senora Ines didn't look in the pink bag, nor did she look in the blue bag. Instead, she rummaged in her purse. In her hand appeared 2 bills. Okay, so we've got situational irony here. Something completely opposite and surprising of what we expected and what our protagonist also expected has happened. Instead of getting the 2 presents or even 1 present, Senora Ines is giving her money, is paying Rosaura. You might be a little confused here why she's giving Rosaura money. In that case, make sure you put a question mark. Why might she be doing that? That would also be a level 2 question. "You really and truly earned this," she said, handing them over. "Thank you for all your help, my pet." Look at that diction here, my pet. Does that have a positive connotation, a positive feeling associated with that word, or a negative connotation? You could argue for either side, but that word choice is interesting to notice. Diction from Senora Ines on what she calls Rosaura. She calls her my pet. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? What could she mean by that? Rosaura felt her arms stiffen, stick close to her body, and then she noticed her mother's hand on her shoulder. Instinctively, if you don't know that word, circle it, instinctively. So by instinct, out of a natural reaction, acting by reflex. Instinctively, she pressed herself against her mother's body. That was all, except her eyes. Rosaura's eyes had a cold, clear look that fixed itself on Senora Inez's face. A level 2 question here. What could Rosaura's cold, clear look imply? This question asks you to read between the lines. This would be a good level 2 question to ask. Last paragraph. Senora Ines, motionless, stood there with her hand outstretched, as if she didn't dare draw it back, as if the slightest change might shatter an infinitely delicate balance. This is a pretty powerful ending. Go ahead, write down your thoughts about this ending, your own conclusions about this ending and what it means. What infinitely delicate balance Senora Ines is talking about. We're done reading the story now. You should now move on to the 3 levels of questions worksheet for homework. You will come up with 3 levels of questions about this story, this whole short story, The Stolen Party. You're going to read over your annotations and write down 3 levels of questions, and you'll do this to prepare for your story chat in class tomorrow.